Alright, different type of video today. I just want to talk on some real shit. So today, my parents were cleaning out my old car and found a letter I had wrote for a chick. A love letter. So stupid. But, yeah. And I noticed it was open, which means they read it. And it's like, what are you doing opening my personal stuff and reading it? Like, I said a lot of shit in there I didn't really want anyone else to ever hear. I'm not even going to send the letter to the girl I wrote it for, because I don't think she should hear what I said in it. But yeah, that shit's got me kind of mad. I've spoken about this relationship before, but I hope some people can relate to it, because it's like, shit leaves you fucked up. And it's like, we're chilling now. We're alright. Not fully, but it's not easy. I don't know if anyone else out there has gone through some shit like this severe. Like, you go from telling someone you love them to their face to the next day being in a whole new relationship. It's like, how could you do that as a human being? Like, what the fuck? Like, that's kind of fucking insane to me. I'd never be able to do that. But that shit happens. And it's harder for us guys out here to deal with that, because when girls get out of a relationship, they could just enter a new one like that, right? They just have so many options. It's easy to just distract themselves with new attention or new emotional attachment to a new man. False emotional attachment, might I say, to a new man. Which is why we have a lot of problems with society today, because that's how women now cope with shit. And as men, we're just left in the dust with these emotions and these thoughts and no way to really cope with them. For me, I use the gym, and I don't know what I would do without it, because I honestly think it's the only way to really heal yourself. Because if you don't have something that you could just spend alone time on and just think about the situation and really sit and evaluate how you're feeling at the time, and then just take it out on something, you're not really healing and growing in any sort of way. And I feel like a lot of people today don't have anything to do that with, and instead, men specifically, instead distract themselves with like bullshit, like going out or some sort of drinking, which I do, but I still have the gym to work through shit with. I feel like a lot of men don't have anything to help them heal with, because yeah, people say you could just go speak about what you're going through to so-and-so. You could always speak to your friend or your parents. Like, as a man, no, you can't really do that. Like, no one really even wants to hear it. Like, it's different for chicks. Like, you're gonna get the sympathy. People are gonna be there for you. But as a guy, it's unrealistic. It's unrealistic to go to other people with your problems. And I don't think you should. I think you should learn how to handle them yourself and deal with them yourself. I really do think you need that thing, something that you have that alone time in to really take in what you're feeling and going through and analyzing the situation to see what you could have done better and do better for the next time. And I feel like a lot of men don't have that. And instead, they just distract themselves by like hanging out with friends or just doing something to pass the time so that they're not alone and don't have to acknowledge what they're going through. But that's not good, because at some point, you're bound to end up alone. And when that happens, you're just going to be sitting there feeling all these fucking emotions going through your body and these thoughts going through your head. And you're not going to know how to deal with it. And I feel like that's why a lot of people turn to drugs or alcohol or something to cope with what they're feeling, to try to forget about it, because they're so used to just distracting themselves from what they're going through that they can't handle really going through it alone. And I really think you have to have something that you can go through your problems with by yourself. For me, it's the gym. But it could be anything. It could be like going to the driving range and smacking golf balls alone, or going on a fucking hike in the woods, or fishing alone in the woods and just sitting there and thinking and reeling a fucking hard fish in. I feel like you need something that could help you take it out physically. Like, you want to fucking beat something up, like fucking jack some weight up and fucking throw it down and fucking crush some golf balls, or go to the fucking batting range and fucking smash some baseballs. You need something, I feel like, as a man, to take your physical, to help take the thoughts and emotions out physically. And it's especially tough because for me, as well as I'm going through this shit, and I have before in the past with a different girl, but I wasn't like as deep into it with her, but I was still probably equally as emotionally invested. Not to the point where it lasted this long. Like, we weren't dating necessarily, but I still felt the same about the girl, to the same level, maybe just slightly less. Bottom line is, it still fucked me up. And the first time it fucked me up, I was in a way shittier spot in my life. I had just stopped going to school. I was working at Amazon delivering packages, not knowing what the fuck I'm gonna do. Not having any clue. Well, I had a clue, but that was pretty much it. I would just work, go to the gym, nothing else to it, and then just sit alone in my thoughts and not know. But I feel like if I was going through this one at that same time, I would have been alright, but it would have sucked, and it would have been a lot harder to deal with, because I wouldn't, at least now I have some sort of goal I'm working towards, right? Like, she left me now, but I now have more time to put into making content and put into making videos, put out, that hopefully people could relate to. And I'm working towards something that I could see the end goal in, and I know what's gonna come out of it. Like, I'm not anywhere close to being where I want to be with doing this shit, but at least I'm going. Like, I'm working towards it, and that's helping me, because it's like I got something to work towards that means something to me, and it's distracting me in a good way. And I feel like if you don't have that, it's tough, because I didn't have that the first time, and that shit fucked me up. It's just like, fuck me. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, you gotta find that sense of purpose. And I feel like as men, we have two choices of purpose, right? You could either find purpose in providing for a woman and giving her a life and starting a family and giving and taking care of them and being responsible for them, or you could pick yourself and your goals and your dreams and the type of life you want to live, but that's gonna leave you alone for a period of time while you're trying to get there. And I think it's pretty obvious which one I picked, but that's the reality of it. If you're serious about your goals, like genuinely serious, depending on your goals, like, you're gonna find yourself alone on the way, and it's okay, because that's just training yourself to be better off dealing with shit later on. Like, do I wish any of those girls I dealt with earlier were out of the picture? No, but they are, and it's for a reason. You can't force things. You gotta always understand and have it in the back of your head that everything happens for a reason, and, you know, maybe the reason she's not in your life anymore is because she's just not cut out to be part of the life that you want to build for yourself one day. Or maybe it's just the universe wanted to test you to see how you would react to some sort of situation like this. And if you continue to do the right thing in this situation and not be a negative impact on society and other people, I think you'll win. And that's what we're trying to do here. That's what we're going through at the moment, people. Like, you just got to be real with yourself. Like, what do you want out of life? What type of person are you? And be real to that shit. Stay true to that shit, because you're never, no matter what you choose in life, you're never going to be able to please everyone. And I think if you're going down a path that's just 100% true to you, and you're keeping it real with everyone that is in your life, but maybe that'll cause them to leave, what can you do? You can't do anything. You can't please everyone forever. And that's an important thing to understand, because that's the reality of life. You're never going to be able to please everyone. And yeah, that might cause you some personal harm mentally and emotionally or whatever, but you got to deal with that shit and you got to keep moving. And I think that's what we're learning right now. It's better for people to dislike and leave a true version of you rather than you putting on a facade to keep them around forever. In my eyes, I just don't, I can't see a way of, I can't see living like that forever. I can't see a life where I'm faking who I am and the things I want to please someone else or to keep someone else in. Like, I can never do that. And I'd rather, regardless of how it may make me feel, if you feel there's something better out there for you and you just want to leave me in the dust, so be it. Do it. Because I know I kept it real and I know my intentions were genuine. And if that ends up being the case, you gotta let it go, no matter what, or no matter how hard. It's a pretty cliche saying, but if you love her, you gotta let her go. That shit really is true. You shouldn't steer away from being true to yourself and being genuine, and from working towards your goal and your purpose to please someone else, because that's really just not, that's not a genuine way to live. And I really think we lack a lot of genuine people today. Like, everyone online just hates nowadays. It's like, why? What do you feel the need to hate for? I think it's honestly because when they see someone working towards their dreams and not giving two shits what anyone else thinks, they kind of feel it in themselves, like they just want to hate on the fact that you could care less what they think or say, because they can't do it themselves. Like, there's literally no need to hate or to shit on people behind their backs for causing you no harm. Like, and that's a majority of people, honestly. That has to come within themselves. Not being happy with themselves and what they're trying to work towards and what they've become and whatever else they're going through. But it's like, stop caring. Be real. Keep it real. Keep your intentions true. Stop trying to be someone you're not. Stop trying to please people. Stop giving a fuck what anyone thinks. Because I guarantee, if what you're trying to do is true to you and what you really want out of life, then you're gonna be happy. And you're gonna feel fulfilled. Even when you're not even there yet. Like, I'm not there yet, but I feel a lot more fulfilled working towards getting where I want to be, even though I'm nowhere near there. I've always understood the concept, without anyone ever telling me, that working on yourself is the #1 priority of life. What other job matters more than the one you do on yourself? How does anyone argue with that, right? What other reason are we put here than to better ourselves as human beings? Nothing else really matters. Everything else is made up by us. Everything else in this world is made up by us, other than the person we decide to become for ourselves. So fucking become Work on becoming the best fucking version of yourself and achieving what you want for yourself. Because that's honestly the only true way to live. And people fail to ever even do that. People will die before actually ever figuring out who they are and what they wanted out of life and becoming the best version of themselves. I can't live like that. I can't. I can't see myself being 70 years old, not accomplishing the highest levels of success in every realm of my life and on my deathbed. I can't accept that. I don't know. I don't know how people do. They just go through the motions and are okay being stuck in a hamster wheel of just getting up, repeating, and holy shit, that shit is fucking... That shit takes a toll when you're just getting up, going to work, doing the same thing every day, repeat, rinse, fucking get up, repeat. Holy shit, I can't do that. Like, it drives me nuts. You need to find a way out of that. And the only way you're gonna find out of that life is by working on yourself every fucking day. Because the more you work on yourself, the more you learn about yourself, the more you learn about what you want and the type of life you want to live, and the type of good things you have to offer to the world, the type of good you could do for other people, the type of good you could do for yourself. Everything you should do should be with good intentions. You should always do the right thing. No matter what no matter what you're going through, you should always continue to do the right thing. Don't ever let anything drag you down to want to fucking shit on people or hate on other people or do something bad, like fucking put your hands on someone or have to like try to take out what you're going through in a negative way on others. Shit comes around. If you could really always continue to do the right thing even when you're going through the hardest shit, you're going to win, I promise. I was kind of all over the place there. I hope some people could resonate with the shit I just said. I gotta piss now, so I gotta get the fuck in the gym. I'll continue to have these types of conversations with y'all. I don't think I said everything I wanted to clearly and precise as I could have, but we're working on it. Different type of video for y'all. I'm gonna piss my pants! Ah! Time to hit back and buys. I'm not gonna get any footage in there, but it's Saturday. I hope what I said could really touch some of you in some way. Thank you.